Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Life According to Cree, the podcast. This is our Thursday night installment, our new Thursday night installment of Life According to Cree, the podcast, where each week I will be bringing in a special guest in order to talk about the topics that matter to me. Because, as always, the name of the platform is Life According to Cree. So, y'all know I have to calm my nerves. So the episodes are going to be called Tapped In with Cree. Give y'all a little disclaimer. The thought behind it is each month to pick a topic, and throughout that month, have guests, different echelons of life, men, women, etc. This will be the night where if we're going to talk about relationships, if we're going to talk about marriages, if we're going to talk about dating, whatever the case may be, this will be the night. All of the questions that you all like to have and like to send in my inbox, like you doing it like it's a mailbag. This will be the night where, toward the end of the episode, we will touch on those questions. Although I'm not gonna tell nobody names, all of them are gonna be anonymous. But this will be the night where you can tune in and actually get your question heard online. So tonight's conversation is called Single, Soft, and Stress-Free. Why these women over 40 stopped chasing love. If you've been following me for a minute, you know that I have been happily single since 2018. It took me, I actually had to think about the thing. 2018 was almost a decade ago. I had a man in a decade. That's when I sat around, I realized that. I said, you know what? I'm all right. And listen, this is not a bitter conversation. This is not a we don't need anybody conversation. This is a grown woman conversation about peace, freedom, softness, and what happens when women realize being single feels better than forcing a relationship. Sometimes forcing a relationship just don't fit. This episode is for women over 40, but I encourage any woman under 40 who may be actively dating. You may be all the way into, finding your husband, finding your ish, all the things, depending on where you're at in life. But this episode will let you know that even if, or encourage you to know that even if you don't happen to find that one, or let me say that one doesn't find you, that you still can have happiness well over the age of 40. So tonight, I have a very special guest. And I'm so happy to have her. She told me I sound like a proud mom earlier because she is prepped and prepared and ready to come on here with each and every one of you. But I have Tee Jaxs. Bring her on. There she goes. Hey, Gray. Now, before we get into the conversation, I will say, because I know you're not shy, so we ain't gonna have no problem with this right here. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you said yes to this in particular topic.
Just let me start by saying I appreciate the opportunity so much. I appreciate you even extending the opportunity for me to be able to do this. So those of you that don't know, I am the favorite auntie, Miss Letitia Tish Jackson. However, I go by Tee Jaxs when we're talking about some stuff. Right? Because Tee Jaxs is a whole nother. But I am a therapist. I'm a licensed professional counselor. And I do private practice as well. I'm starting that up. I'm heavily involved in the community. At one point in time, I'm heavily involved with some of the churches locally. I've done youth groups. I have worked in the school district. Proud member of Delmay Heights Elementary. Once a dog, always a dog. Thankful for Miss Roy Ann Jolly and the amazing team over there that allowed me to let my Black girl magic work with some of their young ladies. And just thankful for all the opportunities that I'm afforded, because it's not easy. Motivational speaker, coaching, all that other good stuff. Trainer, consultant. There's so many different hats.
And Tish, I just want to tell you, I'm happy that you did it. I'm happy that you agreed to do it. I know that, I laugh, I giggle, I cut so real bad. But this platform is so important to me um, the laughs, the information, all of that. That I just feel blessed to have people in my village that I am creating in my older life that have the same type of goals and views and views of community and things that I have.
Right.
So I appreciate you too. And she said she's the favorite auntie. They got a whole group called Rich Aunties. They had just let me in. Let me tell y'all. They had just let me in. I got invited back in 2025, and I just got in at the end of 2025. Listen. We should talk about black girl magic. Miss Tee Jaxs got black woman magic.
Well, thank
She's a
you.
she's a grown woman whisperer. It's amazing to me. I don't have that what she got. I want to get it though. I'm gonna get there though. I'm gonna get there.
Cree,
No,
I appreciate it, love. I appreciate it so much. That is a major compliment coming from somebody as amazing as you are. I'm truly thankful
thank
and
you.
blessed.
Okay, I'm gonna get on topic because see, I be all mushy and I done had about 3 sips of my
Here you go.
uh, now a lot of women over 40 are in a different place. So they're not changing things, they're not chasing things in their 20s, they're not chasing things from their 30s. And I feel like that's a topic that needs to be discussed because a lot of times we tend to get very, very, very caught up, especially online. People our age will minimize the influence that online platforms and influencers have online. But the amount of information or misinformation about women over a certain age that is displayed online has people from from my son's age 25 to men that are 65 that I hear saying things that I know I heard online. Like people will say different things and ask why she's single. That's always the question. Why are
Or
you
she's
single?
bitter. Or
Or
she's
she's
bitter.
bitter. She mad. They assume she
Um,
picky.
yep.
That's too picky. That they assume that something went wrong. That's another one. Something
Or
went
there
wrong.
is something actually wrong with you.
Yeah. There's no way possible that you could be all these things that you say you are. But nobody on this planet want it anytime. So tonight we're gonna talk about what it really looks like when women over 40 stop chasing love and start protecting their peace. Because on Sunday we're talking a little bit about peace, and I tell people about how important, no matter what goes up, what goes down, my peace is more important than anything else. So we're
It
gonna get
is.
into the questions, and y'all say y'all bear with us, because see, we didn't prep this. I didn't answer these questions. I didn't tell her to send me back her answers. Okay, is you ready?
I'm ready.
So my first question to you is, if you don't want to tell your age, don't want to tell your age,
Oh, I
give me
don't
your
mind.
age. Okay. First off, let
I
everybody
don't
know
mind. So
exactly
first
how
of all,
old.
the one thing I will say, Cree, is you already know. I'm transparent. Um, I've been through too much and have lost, gained, lost, up, down, too much in life to be a facade.
Right.
So I'm going to be transparent. I am 48. I will be 49 on the 25th of this month.
Happy birthday in advance. You know, it'll be a happy
Thank
birthday
you.
later
Thank you.
on this
Thank you.
month too. So with
So
that
I'm
being
thankful.
said, yeah. With that being said, 48, when I turned 40, I started telling people I was almost 50. They're just automatically. But friend,
I say 50 now.
48. You say 50 now?
I say 50 now. When I turned 47, I was like, I'm damn near 50. Because I
Right.
mean, I'm closer to 50 than 40, even though I'm closer to 45, but I was closer to 45 then.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the shame in my age?
Right.
Especially if I don't look it, I don't act it, and I don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So all that is the year I was born.
Exactly. Exactly. When did you realize after once you turn after you turn 40, because you've been in it for a minute. So when did you realize that it actually felt more peaceful being single than trying to work through a relationship?
When I understood toxicity, how it destroys an individual in a relationship, and how sometimes because we want what society says is right or what they say we should have or where we should be, we accept certain things and try to sugarcoat it for something other than what it actually is. We'll say, oh, well, that'll get better or this will be okay. And the whole time it's toxic traits. Now, not saying that's for everybody. I'm just saying what worked for me and what I had to realize for me. understanding that and understanding how soul ties can destroy or build you. And a lot of the soul ties that I made in the pursuit of what I thought was happiness caused
Mm-hmm.
me a lot more demise than it did prizes or greater opportunities. So it was
Because I
like,
think they do that.
hmm?
People underestimate the soul tie.
Oh yeah,
People underestimate the soul tie.
oh yeah. And people think that the soul ties just come only from intercourse. No, no, no. The more time you spend with somebody, even holding hands and gestures like kissing and stuff like that, you don't even have to have penetration. Just those intimate moments of allowing somebody in makes a difference. So when you understand how those things affect you, and when the person leaves, what you're left with, the bag you're left holding, and your bag is not peace, but it is actually pieces,
Hello, somebody.
right? It's pieces of you, pieces of stuff that you like. Oh God, I'm toting this around. Going back to like bag lady, you become that bag
Mm-hmm.
lady. When you understand the importance of your piece, you are able to start to unpack, and those bags are no longer so many and or so heavy.
Because
So when
I
I started to
feel,
realize my piece and my traveling needed to be lighter for me to get to where I need to be or where I deserve to be, because I know it's about purpose and not position. It's about my purpose that I have to fulfill. I said, you know what? Let me figure out what I need in order to maintain peace for me. And that looks different for everybody. For me, it was okay, whoever is supposed to be with me is going to be with me. And whoever is not, I'm not going to try to put a triangle peg into a circle. It's not going to work.
mm-hmm.
Also realizing, and I know I'm long-winded, Cree,
Girl,
but also
you okay?
remembering. So for all our ladies that actually like to shop, right? We all like to shop just about, right, Cree? So if we go to Coach, right? They got a sale, right?
Gotcha.
We go to Kate Spade, they got a sale. We go to Gucci, they ain't got no sale. We go to Louis, they ain't got no sale. Why? Because they know the value of their product. So why do we as individuals forget the value of our product, which is us, and put ourselves
Mm-hmm.
on discount for people that couldn't afford us in the first place? And that doesn't just mean monetary wise, couldn't afford the time to penetrate our thought process, to get to know who we are. So putting yourself on discount, stop being an option for me as well, and understanding what my true value was.
Because I tell people all the time with that same analogy that you use about being on discount, about how those other brands have commercials. Those luxury brands don't. Going around advertising yourself like a big billboard of "come get me." That's never been the way to exhibit to anyone what your
Mm-hmm.
true worth is. You would never see Gucci with just a random commercial on television. That's not
No,
the way that they operate. Even with the luxury cars, I've never seen a
it's,
Lamborghini commercial.
and that's what I was just about to say. Have you ever seen a Lamborghini commercial? No.
Hmm. Like that's one of the harder, and that's one of the harder things that women don't understand. It's like if I'm not out there, then who gonna see me? One thing I've learned that you can literally, if you are really in your own space, you really feeling yourself, loving yourself, walking in your purpose, getting things done, the people will find you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
They
find
will.
you. So let me ask you this: Were there
Yeah.
people? Were there people during that time that had a harder time accepting your decision? Like as you started making that decision and transitioning into how you wanted to live versus what the expectation was for your dating life, relationship life. Like were there any type of people that had pushback, and like how if they did, how did you handle that?
So what's important for me again, as a person that works in the healing and helping profession, right? As a therapist, you understand the importance of boundaries. So when you start to set those boundaries, people are not going to like them, especially when they have full access to you. So when you start letting people know, yeah, this is something I'm not going to deal with. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong now? Well, what's going on with you? I'm not up for all of that. And it's okay for you to be able to tell people, no, I don't want to do that anymore. No, I don't want to be involved in that anymore. No, this doesn't feel comfortable to me. No, this is not something I want to entertain any further. You have that right to do that as keeping yourself in a peaceful place and setting boundaries for yourself. Because at the end of the day, our well-being is more important than anything else. And if people can't respect your boundaries, then what was their purpose of being in your life in the first place, right?
Hello.
If I ask you not to do something, or I tell you something is offensive to me, and you continue to do it, do you genuinely care about me, or do you care about what I can do for you in those moments? And when I figured out some people were just concerned about that, then I cut those people off. And the people that understood my boundaries, they would check on me. They would make sure I'm okay. They would make sure everything was well with me, to make sure, okay, I'm just checking in with you. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm not trying to do too much. Just wanted you to know you're in my thoughts. I appreciate that. You know, people that were interested in me, I'll call them my suitors. They had some issues. Some friends were like, I just can't believe this is happening, Tish. Yeah, it's happening because I'm at a different place.
That was my thing. The more now, I like to have fun and I like to I like to have a good time, and I like to see people. I love men. I love a man. I love from the hair follicles to the toenails, all of that, all of it. But there came a time where I remember I had been moving through life, like doing all stuff I want to do, moving through life on autopilot. I say I was on autopilot. I was feeling things and everything, but the way that I would meet a man and then immediately start playing around in my head out all the scenarios, what if this, what if that wasn't happening anymore. Like what ifs, as far as that man was concerned, didn't even come in my head anymore. I thought I was tripping. I actually, with my therapist at the time that I was talking to, we were talking for a whole nother reason. But I remember like getting on a session with her and be like, I want to talk to you about something else that's not on topic, that's bothering me. And I was like, I don't think I've never displayed feelings the way that other people display feelings in romantic relationships. But I was like, I don't think I have it. And like she had to work me through that for me to realize it was just me developing and me growing as a woman
Mm-hmm.
myself. So where the things that entertained me before, the things that I thought would make me happy before weren't enough. Just the male gaze wasn't enough to
Right.
get my attention anymore because I had changed so much and didn't realize it. And she actually worked me through believing that I was who I am because I was still trying to hold on to who I was before. So I would get a lot of and the people around me were too, because I remember conversations where my family, people know I love my family, I love my people. But anytime we would have something, and I'm there by myself, or with my son, because who else gonna be there with me? And the conversation would come up, and I used to only see that stuff on TV, where the single friend or the single cousin come, and everybody like, "Oh, you still ain't got no man." I thought that was TV. I didn't know that was real until about 2022, 23. And then where I started being the one where we all sitting outside, all the couples outside, and I'm not even thinking about that all the couples are outside. I'm thinking I'm outside with my people and they people. And then it's like, oh, Crystal, you ain't had nobody you want to invite over here. To where if they knew I knew a man, my best friend Chris, he said I could talk about him. My best male friend Chris, I brought that man around one time. I talk to that man every day, but I brought him around my family one time. He is my auntie's nephew. He is he is bruh. He is cuz. And they have asked me multiple times, Crystal, why you just won't be with him? And one time I asked my cousin, I love my younger cousin, my cousin Shawana. She a year younger than me. We the closest ones at age. And like when she said, I was like, I want you to say that back to yourself and hear how you sound. Why won't you just make him your man? Why would I want you? Don't even think. I was like, you don't even think enough of that man for me to be making that man my man. Like she couldn't do nothing but laugh. And like this year is probably the first year after 18 was what 7 years ago, 8 years ago. After 8 years, this year is the first year that my family, outside of my immediate family, like my sister, my mom, my dad, but that my family has been like, okay, we done. She's not going to. But I got so much pushback from my family until I had to start like turning a mirror and be like, how much sense does that make? Why do y'all want me to have a man? Like I started asking questions. Why do y'all want me to have a husband? Why do y'all want it? Because I'm telling you, I'm not against it. It's just not something that's afforded to me right now. And I'm not looking. Like I even tried going Bible on them. I'm not supposed to be looking. I don't know. I don't know what y'all want me to do. I'm supposed to be living right, doing my best to fulfill the purpose and stuff. I'm not even supposed to be out here hunting. And this first year. This is the first year that I've been to family gatherings without being pressed in 8 years. It took them that long to be like, she just is who she is. And I can understand if all my generations, every woman was married. That ain't even the case. We got single people in the generation up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was just, if they, it took them a while to realize that I could still be, it was okay to still be with me and around me, even though my lifestyle wasn't the same. That's what my cousin ended up telling me. She was like, she felt guilty, like she was putting something on me by having a husband and I didn't. And she had to realize that that was her own issue. That was her own thing, not mine. But as women over 40, people love to act like being single means you got something missing.
So wait a minute, Cree. Before you go to that one, right? So I am actually the unicorn or a unicorn because I am one of the few over 40 that don't have children either. So imagine how all of that ties in. You ain't got no kids and you ain't got no husband. What wrong with you? Oh, baby, ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I do to go ahead and when I didn't know what to do, I knew how to go do what I needed to do and go ahead to that pharmaceuticals companies and and make sure I'm always good to go. Okay? And go see them people and get them shots and stuff that you got to go. Okay.
I have the people, even though I got one just Saturday night. I had some younger girls that I knew, and one of them was like, "You only got one son?" And I was like, "You only got one. You got a daughter?" I was like, "No, I only got one kid." And he's 25? Yes. You ain't want no more kids? No. I was like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. I was successful not again, not one time again after 2020. Did I ever wonder what was happening? What was next? I was never confused. We can drink to that.
Safety in numbers. I know. I know I do.
Make me choke. Oh goodness.
I'm sorry, Fred.
But see, I didn't even think about that. How if you're unmarried and without kids. Because even with my younger sister, she got married. It was within a 2-year span of engaged, married, baby. But she was 40 years old. She turned 40 this year and had her first child. And she never complained. She never said like, "Oh Lord, I need to hurry up and find me somebody if I may have some kids." She never did that. But she lived her life.
Right.
She's Dr. So and so and so. Like she's in her career. She loves her career. She's done joined all the groups that she wanted to join, all the clubs, all the associations. Like she has all the letters behind her name, the affiliations, all the things that she wanted. And watching her go through that process, like I understood, like, oh, you going after your bag. Like I had to do mine a little different. I got pregnant at 20, at 19. So I had to go about it differently in a different time schedule, with a different schedule. But she had the luxury. Like I don't know, maybe it's just me. I see that as being a luxury to be able to order yourself and how you get things done and when you get things done. Even over 40.
I feel, in my personal opinion, I feel like everything happened the way it was supposed to. Because the relationship that I was in during the time that maybe I should have, it was so much drive and trying to get accomplishments and academics. So it was pushing each other to go get, okay, we got to do this. No. We got to focus on this. Got to focus on academics. Got to be great. So pushing each other to go back to school for whatever careers we were following. And it worked out in some ways. It just didn't work out the way we anticipated or how I may have anticipated. But the blessing in all of that is I don't regret any of my degrees. I don't regret my current license. I don't regret even the situations I went through to get to where I am here talking to you right now, Cree. Like everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I'm a firm believer in whatever other things that God has in store for me. I don't have any control over that. Only He
Right.
does. So continuing to do, like you said, continue to just do what we're supposed to do, walking in the way that we're supposed to walk, even though we might not be perfect, but we're not out here reckless. We're not out here trying to harm anybody. We out here trying to tell people how to live a good life, how to enjoy life, be great women, be great people, just be a decent human, you know?
Period.
And I don't think
'Cause
we can't go wrong with that. And in the midst of all of that, we having a good time. I
I
mean,
promise, I've never been sitting, I'll say in a lounge on a Thursday night and looked around and said, "Oh my God, I wish that man was sitting beside me." I haven't done it yet because my world is so full. My world is so full. I haven't done it yet. I can say the only time I may, and this is gonna sound real selfish. It's gonna sound real selfish. The only time I ever say to myself, "I need a man," is when I have to do something that I would have to ask my son or my daddy to do for me. It could be something real simple, but it's something that's beyond me.
mm-hmm.
And I need to ask my son or my daddy. And I'd be like, I almost pause to do it because I don't want neither one of them to be like, well, if you had a man, you would have, you would have, because I'll be wanting to set myself up. And I don't be wanting people to do things because they know, I'm single. Like I had a flat tire about 3 weeks ago. I was out. Went outside, flat tire. Had to call my kid. Had to call my kid. Didn't have anybody else to call. I probably could have called some people, but I said no. Because I didn't want to owe for the tire change. I'll be
But
honest. I didn't
that,
want to owe
that when I'm calling Geico and tell Roadside assistant to come on. Come on, yeah. Come on, Roadside. We
for it.
paying insurance. We
I
paying
just want
insurance.
to I called somebody, told them that my tire was flat. They came and looked at my tire and said, "Oh, you need to call the roadside people. You got Geico, ain't it?" I was like, "I got a spare too." They said, "Yeah, just call the Geico people." Okay, then. And I went, "That's exactly why you're not my man. That's exactly why you're not my man." Because
Sorry, sir.
that man, the guy, that man, the guy got over there trying to figure out his life. He changed tires. He changed tires. He might not want to, but he'll do it. He would have did. Let me ask you. I'll get to the next question. I'll be talking about people. Now, we know that people like to act like when you're 40, you got something missing. We was just kind of touching on that just now. Um, and we talked about how we deal with society's expectations for women that are over 40. But do you feel like people ask women different questions than they ask men when it comes
Do they
to
ask women different questions than they ask men?
when you're single over 40?
I think it depends.
Oh,
I think it depends on, I'm going to tell you what I think it depends. I think it depends on one, if they've ever been married, right? And if they ever had kids. So if they've never been married or never had kids, sometimes the conversations are similar to those that they have with women for men.
okay.
Because it's like, what's going on with you? You never been married, you don't got no kids, and we automatically know what sometimes the assumption is, which sometimes is not true. Some men are just cautious, just like some women are cautious. Look, I'm not about to put my seed in just any and everybody. I'm gonna strap up because I don't want to be up here, with something I can't get rid of.
Right.
But I think sometimes people are looser at the mouth in what they say to women that are single over 40. I don't think they're as quick to say certain things to men. So it just depends, Cree. Like, I don't think people are going to automatically say, what's wrong with you to a man? They might be like, oh, well, what's wrong with him? Whereas to a woman, they're going to be like, well, girl, what's wrong with you?
Right. But I've
What is
seen
wrong
it to
with you?
where with a man that's over 40, where I've seen where people get excited and be like, "Oh, you don't got no kids? You ain't never been married." They thinking that man is a catch. There are women who actually think those men are a catch because, like you said, they weren't being irresponsible. They weren't, just out here making babies everywhere. They didn't make a poor decision, or get themselves into a marriage that didn't work and then they had to regroup and all that stuff. I know women who think that's a plus, like the complete opposite. But I very rarely hear men like, or then people say to women when you say I'm 45, I ain't never been married. Like I remember I told a gentleman I had never been married, and his response to me was, "Not even engaged." I was like, "No, baby, because if I would have ever been engaged, I think I would have. I'm pretty sure that if it was good enough for that, then we would have got married." He's like, "Wow, everybody done been engaged."
No, not necessarily.
But I know with my homeboy, there are women when they find out that he's never been married, that he's never fathered any children, he has two kids, but that they go crazy. And I've just never seen that with a woman. Even with my male friends that talk about the women that they date. They never say like if I introduce them to a woman with no kids, or I say she ain't got no kids, they be like, how old is for this question, how old is she? Okay, she's 43. She ain't got no kids. No, she doesn't have kids. What's wrong with her?
And the crazy part about that is though, and what's that age group though?
That's the age group of 40 to 50.
Now I know guys that are over 55
Mhm.
that when they hear of a woman that's over 40 with no kids and never been married, the next question, now again, this is over 55, the next question is, how much schooling do you have? Or what's your level of education? Because some of them naturally assume that evidently you must got something going on. You went to school or
If you
did
didn't
something.
never,
If you never, you got to have something else going on. And it's crazy because I went to an OB appointment one time, OBG appointment, and when they ask you all the questions, and then when I'm like, okay, these are degrees, blah, 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 she said, oh, that's why you don't have any pregnancies. I said, ma'am,
man,
she said, I don't mean that in an offensive way. I said, I don't take it offensively. I said, but you might not want to say that to anybody else. Cause in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna buy her boo.
baby, cause, but you know how them appointments get down. You know, once them people know you and they be in certain spaces with you, they get real comfortable with you. But I would have been like, oh, well, clutch my pearls then. Okay.
I was taken back. Yes.
Okay, friend. Yeah. Okay, friend.
Ma'am.
Because clearly we friends now.
Ma'am.
And I didn't know nothing
Can
about
I get the
clearly we
complaint box?
homegirls now.
Can I get the complaint box, please? I need to write this down. This heifer done.
Because I think even with me not having any more kids, like so you only had one kid, baby. I only had one kid. I only had one. You didn't want any more, and I was asked why didn't I have any more, or did I ever want any more? And there was a point when I did, between like
Mm-hmm.
31 and 37, 38, when I was in my relationship, my last relationship. I wanted one and never had one. Now, in retrospect, with maturity, I know the reason why I did not get one is because that situation I should not have been in. It might not have been all bad, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was nowhere near what I thought I was experiencing in real time. And a child would have only complicated that situation way more than what it ended up being.
Trust me,
I don't know the person that I would be mentally and spiritually if I would have had a child during that time. I really don't. I really don't. I know I just feel like I would I still be the same person who does this, gets this done, gets this done, gets this done? Yes, because that's just naturally who I am. But beyond that, with the way that situation ended, mm-mm, mm-mm, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Like, now, people seem to think that when you're single and you're over a certain age, that you might not be the softest person. People tend to assume that. So when you hear soft life, what does that look like for you? Not just on the outside, but emotionally and mentally and possibly financially. Because if I don't know nothing else, the way my money flowed in the 40s is not the same way the money flowed in my 20s when I was marrying age. So what does a soft life look like for you?
So soft life, I think for me, I'm embracing it now. So what I'm envisioning, right? or where I'm working to be is, and a friend of mine said this to me one time, Tish, when you're in a good space, you can light up a room. And for me, that's soft because that means I'm carefree. It means I'm not uptight. I'm not anxious. I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm just almost like I don't know, like an ocean, just chill, calm, like the calm of the ocean, just flowing through life. Of course, it's not always going to be unicorns and glitter, right? But it's not going to have to be on guard all the time, on go all the time, being angry or being or feeling, what's the word? It's the word that I'm looking for, and I can't find that word. But just feeling like you have to always be on guard or not feeling completely protected. I think that's more than I think that's what I'm going for. At this point in time, I feel like I have everything I need. So I'm able to be more open, be more free, not be so, you know, when dude, because again, backstory, growing up in New York. So I grew up in the Bronx. So being gruff is what I grew up around. So soft was not an option growing up in New York. That was not an option. If you were soft, you were going to get run over, right? So then you move to South Carolina and it's, oh, you need to be a Southern Belle. I don't know what a Southern Belle is. I know what it is to wear Timbs and sweatpants.
See, people don't understand what it's like to be an implant. When you went down here, it is something. It is a reality check. It is a culture,
Shock.
like a.
It's a complete culture shock. So as I got older and started to understand what soft actually meant, it didn't mean you have to be ditzy. It doesn't mean you have to be naive. It just means you don't have to be so gruff, so harsh, so abrasive, right? You can still be assertive and get your point across, but you don't have to be abrasive with it. So being less abrasive, and I think my tone of voice is another thing that I'm learning, especially when I'm talking to males, because again, I'm in a where I work now, even though I do my therapy on the side, I work with predominantly men. And so, of course, and this is with training and technical stuff. So a lot of times, I want to come across a little rougher, but I'm like, I don't even have to because at the end of the day, I'm still going to get my point across. So I don't have to match his testosterone.
Right.
Because I have estrogen. I don't. So let me let this estrogen go ahead and do what it's going to do. Because at the end of the day, okay, yeah, sure. It's fine. It's okay. It's not that serious. Now, when I get in my office, that might be something completely different.
Right.
When me and the team might get back in someplace else, that might be something different. But it's no need for that. And when I think of emotionally being in a soft space, I'm at peace. So I think that piece of it I have because I will not allow anything to disrupt my peace. I don't care who it is. I don't care when it is, how it is. Whosoever will, let them go to the left. It don't even matter. My peace is important, and mentally and emotionally, that is always going to be important. And understanding the importance of self-care and self-love. And when you understand those things, and I think I learned that more than anything when I did inpatient alcohol and drug, working with those young women that were in recovery that did not even understand they still had value and worth. And I think that is what humbled me more than anything, because all it takes is one accident, one bad choice, one wrong company, and any of us could have been in those same types of situations.
Right.
Talking about I'm fighting for my life because I can't get rid of this addiction. And so watching those women and learning from them or helping them see what they truly have to offer, what they have left, because they still have life left, I think that helps soften me as well. Because I realize, girl, you really don't even got it that bad. You up here complaining about stuff, but girl, stop playing. Get yourself together.
You could have went a different direction at any time. Sometimes you be right on the edge. I make jokes about not drinking in the house because I just know so many alcoholics. But it's a real thing for me where I say, okay, I have to set boundaries for myself because I know that there was a time where I could have been somebody's alcoholic auntie that everybody got to watch
Mm-hmm.
and make sure gets home safe. I could have been her.
Mm-hmm.
I know too many people that I went to school with that we all had the same ambitions, no, were so lively 30 years ago. And now they are in totally different spaces and some of them unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
They call my name and I have to focus in and get like in their space to almost be like, oh hey babe, friend,
For you to
you
realize
know.
exactly who it is. Yeah.
So like it could be something so different. I don't think people really sometimes people miss that so focused on the stereotypes of what you and that what they say you're supposed to be in certain spaces where some people just don't see it. Where you could have been versus where you are versus what you have and don't have. Like, let me see. I'm ask you this because let's say but asking the questions. I had to think about that. Oh child.
Girl.
Look, could say take it to the self. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Now now
Now you know
what are you doing,
this is only
ma'am?
drink one of the night. So
This, but see, this is my only drink, but it is a special drink. This is a special drink.
is
It
that
is
the
a
drink we had on our way to
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
well, I'll drink
But
to
it's
that
apple.
again.
But it is apple. It is apple Stella Rose instead of
Okay.
the other. Yes, ma'am. So this is all of me. You see, that's all I drunk out of it because hey
I'm
me.
so proud of you, friend.
Now let me ask you this. What are you doing
Okay,
with your
wait a
time
minute.
with a man?
Now what's your question?
Can you hear me?
I can
Basically,
now because
oh, okay, making sure because it goes in down. Now, have you ever dealt with dating burnout?
oh girl.
Like tired of swiping, because dating has changed so much since we were in our 20s versus all the different ways that you can date now in the 2020s in the 2026. What made you choose your own fulfillment over constantly searching?
Again, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. When you find out people are truly not genuine in their regards, like you could tell me all day long, I'm a great person, I'm amazing, but and I don't mean any harm. And I know this is gonna sound shallow as the days is long, but you can't tell me you self-employed and you got on dirty sneakers and you look dingy. Because that tells me you're unemployed. You're not self, you're unemployed. And you might be a homeless sexual.
Girl,
Well,
homosexual.
that one too, but I'm gonna say homeless sexual. Hobosexual, homeless sexual. You ain't got no job. You ain't getting no squatter rights over here.
Wait,
Right.
what? What?
So when I realized that, and then the other thing too is I had to think about it. And even though I know we taking a little sip, but we can only be true to who we are, right?
Right.
When I thought about scripture in general,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, we're not supposed to be looking. So if I put myself again in the right places, around the right people, and I'm in the right position and posture, the right people will be attracted to me. It just may not be in my timing. And that's okay. It's okay. Because that swiping left, swiping right, click here, go there, X and heart and all this, that, and the third. It's fun for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, it becomes monotonous and it becomes very irritating
Mm-hmm.
because the results typically are not, a lot of times the results are less than impressive.
Right. Like I don't like even though I do stuff with social media. I'm on social media. I'm making posts. I'm posting pretty pictures, all the things, right? I hate to get an inbox message. I hate getting inbox messages. I've only been on a dating app once. I talked myself into getting on POF.
Oh,
back in my
Jesus, friend.
my 20. I didn't know where to go with that. Because I wasn't familiar with the apps. Got on there, that was scary. But I hate getting messages from men because I feel like social media and people reaching out that way is almost like pop secret microwave popcorn. Like they're trying to get something that's accessible really, really quick. And
Mm-hmm.
then like they go in your inbox and then they're immediately asking you to go somewhere and to meet them somewhere or to go out on a date. And I
Right.
don't know anything, sir. I don't know anything about you. I don't even know if I want to spend. It ain't even about your dinner. I don't know if I want to spend the length of time that it's going to take to sit down at a dinner with you for us
Right.
to order and get an appetizer on. You haven't even given me that much time to get my thoughts together. So I've been that was another thing. They were like, "Oh, you probably would meet people here. You would probably meet people there." Like we were saying. First of all, I was never supposed to be looking. So that app thing is just not gonna work for me. It's just not gonna work for me. That's ingrained enough in me to where I'm just not gonna do it. My past my past relationships, even though I still cool with everybody I've ever dated, taught me enough to know that what I like, what I don't like, what I need, and what I don't need at this point. So why even entertain it? Why even entertain anything that even look like a pattern recognition is a real thing? Like there's no need. And I think for me, I can say when I stopped actually looking, because when I first got single, my whole thought pattern was, oh, okay, I've been in this relationship for 6 years, but I know somebody else gonna want me. That was my
Mm-hmm.
initial thought. So
Yep.
I'm looking for it at 38. I was looking for it at 38. Like I don't know where it's gonna come from or whatever. By 41, I realized that was not something that was really on my list of top 10 things that have. Once I realized I was full, my life was full already. I felt loved. I felt cared for. I felt purpose. I felt like I was doing the right thing. I felt like I was on the right path. And I was full and realized that anybody who came in, there was nothing missing from me. If anybody came in, they were going to be in addition to and adding to all the greatness that was already going. I was good. You lose the sound off.
No, I'm losing like
He's like, oh, okay. Now, what say what made dating start to feel exhausted, or when did you decide that you weren't going to go out and put yourself in position to go out on dates? Let me ask you this: I was a little aggressive in my late 30s with going out. I don't know if I even got asked on a date in my late 30s. I can't say if I did because I was so
so
forward.
I think the crazy thing for me is I was like a serial dater at one point in time. Like I would go on dates a lot and be on the dates like, I don't want to be here. I don't even think I'm gonna like you after we leave here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna block you. Like, and it was bad because again, that was during the time frame that I'm like, okay, I should be in a relationship. I should be dealing with somebody. I should be. Who said? And why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not that serious. And I don't think I was that aggressive with it, but I definitely wasn't gonna let nothing pass me by. If it seemed like an
Right, I
opportunity,
get it. Mm-hmm.
it was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And if it works, good. And if it doesn't, well, guess it didn't work.
It just did. It just did. Like because I got to that point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna see. I went from being a little too aggressive. And I say I was a little too aggressive. Other people say, no, you just know what you wanted. And da-da. I was a little too aggressive. I recognize that as being a fact. I knew I was being aggressive. It was very deliberate. I won't say what I say. What I used to say, yeah, I will. I used to tell people I pick my own meat. And that's the way I live now. I pick my own meat. I don't allow anybody to,
So I'm gonna say this, Crystal. We grown enough to know what we like and what we don't like, as we said before, right?
right.
And at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, when we go to pick up grocery, we know what we want in the grocery store, and we know what we don't want in the grocery store. Don't nobody want what they don't want.
Right.
So you ain't fit to pick up no meat that you didn't really want. You ain't fit to pick up no cans with a whole bunch of dents in them.
Hello, somebody.
And we ain't fit to get the produce that, in the words of my nephew Drew, that is a potato that look like and feel like a kiwi. We ain't fit to do all of that. So we have every right at this age to say the same way men do. And I think that's the other thing too. But people get confused. Oh, well, y'all can't be that picky. You can't be that picky. But men can. Also, sir, you're in your 50s now. So you're done all your whoring around. You might even be in your 60s. And so now you want to find a young 30 something, young 40 something because you're done whoring around.
Right.
Oh, sir, no, sir. Sir, no. No, no.
There I am.
No, sir. But then we're wrong because, and Crystal, and if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. At our age, the crazy part about it is the 30-something-year-olds is looking at us.
Listen.
And I'm just saying, baby, now go on, baby.
I have said it before. It ain't the most flattering thing, but I have said to adult men before. I hear what you're saying. But what you fail to realize is that this big 4-5 I met, I can date the granddaddy, the daddy, or the son. Everybody be coming. Everybody be coming. I'm not even trying, and I'm not trying to be chose. But the amount I told the baby that works with a guy friend of mine, I had to tell that baby. I was like, my son is 25. You're older than him. Don't get me wrong, but baby, you're only 31. That's too close. That's too close of a. I said, I got friends that are 5, 6 years older than me. Then I gonna be cool with I'm just not. Baby, you too young. I said, I was in high school when you were born. I do feel like I need to go up on my age range. What my up is, my down is can't be no more than 5 because I can't wrap my head around that. And I think it comes from my background, honestly, with coaching, because I started coaching basketball when I was about 24, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids were between 14 and 18 years old. So there are people who aren't no more than 5 to 10 years younger than me that call me Miss Crystal. Like I can't wrap my mind around dating somebody within their age group still or anything else because I'm terrified to.
And see, for me, it depends on the maturity level. I would actually go down 10 years, depending on the maturity level.
But see, your 10 years is 38. See, that's
but Cree, when you get my age, that'll be where your 10 years will be too. So that's just where it's at now.
38 ain't really all that bad, but 35. 35
but
is iffy.
Okay, again. But you gotta remember, that's where you are now. But when you get my age, I'm just saying, friend. I'm just saying,
38. I mean, you see, I said it, 38.
I'm just saying, friend.
Oh. I'm gonna ask the next question because I was about to say something ain't got no business. We'll talk about it after we get off the people platform. Now, okay. So for women over 40 who genuinely are happy being single, but still sometimes feel a little bit ashamed because of what their family, church, friends, society life say their life is supposed to look like, what would you say to her here in 2026? Because I feel like what would have been said to that woman back in 1986, 96, 06 is the same as it would be now.
So what I would tell her is, sis, keep your head up. Don't worry about what people say. It's not what they call you. It's what you answer to at the end of the day. And the only thing we need to answer to is greatness. Greatness does not equate just having a husband. It does not mean just having children. It means being great in all aspects of your life. It is being able to be fulfilled in all aspects of your life. Always knowing truly who you are and whose you are is more important than anything else in this world. Once you understand your full value and everything that you bring to the world as a whole, then you can feel a complete and total wholeness or oneness with yourself. So even if right now seems bleak and it might seem like things are just not going the way you want it to because you might not be in a relationship or you might not be in a situation where you feel like is most favorable for you. Don't give up on your future. Don't give up on your purpose. Don't give up on what God's ultimate plan is for you. And always seek Him when you want to know what's going on with you. Sometimes we have to take ourselves out of the whole equation and remember it's not about us. It's about Him at the end of the day. It's about what He has in store for us. We can't, he said, there is nothing we could fathom that He can't do for us. Right. So when we put our trust in Him, and I'm a firm believer also, therapy is important too. If you are a woman that is dealing with any kind of hurt, pain, unresolved issues, anything like that, do not be ashamed to go to therapy. As a therapist, I go to therapy and I am proud of it. If it was not for me going to therapy, I do not think I could be the individual that I am now. I feel like I've always been a phenomenal person, but I feel with being able to go to therapy, get some extra guidance, some more reassurance, and different tools and mechanisms on how to cope with different life issues, I have been able to become an even better version of myself. And I think that's possible for any woman that truly wants to be a better version of herself. Just don't give up on you. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, continue to seek what your purpose is, because that is what will eventually make you feel whole as well. Walking in purpose.
Make me wave my hand. Oh. So usually this would be the part where I'm gonna throw your curveballs in.
Okay.
Usually this would be the part, and what I had actually planned was to go because I get questions from people on the different platforms regarding like different relationship stuffs. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I just making sure it said something just now in my ear. It was giving me a little prompt. Um, but this is usually be the part where I would go into the questions that I picked out, answer the questions, get your viewpoint of the questions or what have you that may not actually be on the topic, but actually be in regards to relationships. But I feel like I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge in the final thoughts of the episode, the verdict that came down today in regards to the young man Carmelo Anthony in Texas being found guilty in his trial of taking the life of the young Metcalf boy. It happened a couple years ago. Young man under was at a baseball game tournament thing. It starts raining. The young man is actually under a tent. Everybody just trying to get cover because it's raining. Um, The tent belongs to the school because there's multiple schools there. The tent belongs to the other school. The accounts originally were that some of the boys, the Metcalf young man and his twin brother, along with some more players from their team, came up under the tent, saw young Carmelo Anthony under the tent. He was there alone, doing what teenagers do, because you be around kids, taunting the kid from the other school, like, hey, you got to get him up under our tent, whatever. Carmelo Anthony ends up stabbing the young man with the cleat sharpener from his baseball cleats. And they just had a trial this week, and he was actually found guilty, and they're waiting on sentencing, and he could get anywhere from 25 to 99 years in jail. And it's actually something that I covered on Tuesday on Cree Said What, talking about how a lot of times our teen boys and our teen girls are made to be seen more mature, as more or viewed more as adults than some of the other races and nationalities, based on their age. Especially with everything that we're here in South Carolina, with the young boy being killed. And just, I want to say to people, wow, I am a firm believer in consequences and accountability. I'm a firm believer in that. Um, but I also believe that in a country where a 53-year-old shop owner can run down a 14-year-old boy for 103 yards, and because his son said he had a gun, be able to shoot him in the back and get off for defending his son, a 16-year-old boy in the state of Texas, who by all accounts was being bullied and and actually put hands on, should have been able to receive the same type of determination in his trial for defending himself. And
Unfortunately,
it's just so
Crystal.
one-sided.
So you got to think about where both situations occurred, right? One here in South Carolina, and they are not African Americans that committed that crime, right?
Right.
And then you have Texas, another good old boy state, right? So, of course, the consequences are going to be different. Everything is skewed. And the sad part about it is, and this is terrible for me to say, and I hate that I'm going to say it, but it's the truth. I just don't understand why we are so demonized or why we are so mistreated or maltreated. Because if it was not for the hard work, dedication, sweat, blood, and tears, this country would not be an ounce of what it is now without our ancestors and our forefathers. And that's the sad part. The worst part of it all is that we get treated like second class citizens in many cases. We get looked at differently. We get automatically stereotyped. We get automatically thought of as less than. And last time I checked, if it wasn't for us, a lot of people wouldn't know how to wash. A lot of people wouldn't know about math. A lot of people wouldn't know about science. A lot of people wouldn't know about agriculture.
Nothing.
But we are the monsters and the demons. And all we were a people that was of love. And that's part of our problem too now as well. We forget too quickly and we love and forgive too quickly as well. Often we do. And it's unfortunate. And being a person that was raised in a household that believed in you protect your people like Malcolm X, but you serve your God like Martin Luther King, and you remember who you are like Marcus Garvey, it baffles my mind the stuff that we deal with or the stuff that we put up with and say that it's okay. Or we try to overlook it and say, well, if we could just fit in with them. And I got that's a whole nother situation.
Mhm.
Because fitting in ain't nothing we never was supposed to do in the first place. That's just my opinion. I can't speak for nobody else. That's just how I feel. Because when we were thriving, you see now what happened to Black Wall Street. What was Central
Right.
Park before it was Central Park? Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
And I don't know if with being a boy mom and me working so much with kids over the years in predominantly black areas where some kids excel, some kids fall off, and then there's some kids that fall somewhere in the middle that they don't even have an identity. They're good, but they're doing this and they're doing. I don't know what it is, but the past 2 weeks have been a lot for me with the way that these things have transpired and the end results of them. And I don't know if it's the appropriate final thought, but I just want to know, are we great yet?
I'm gonna say
Because
this.
I feel like both of those states, like you said, them good old boy states. I feel like there's almost an onus on people who are non-black to
Mhm.
feel like they have to be on the attack of everybody else too, because the government is clearly attacking everyone that don't look like them. So they
Mhm.
feel like they have to uphold that within the individual states, and it just bothers me. I heard from both of them babies and their families, even the family of the Metcalf boy,
Yes.
because he didn't expect to go, to a ball game and not leave the ball game. His twin brother didn't expect to go to a ball game and lose his twin. I couldn't imagine losing my younger sister, so I don't know what it would feel like to lose a twin,
Right.
as close as I am to mine. But like I feel it's just so disheartening for all that are involved, with the exception of Mr. Chow. Let me take that back. Let me be clear. I don't feel nothing for him. But for everyone else, it just seems like a lot, and like we are constantly under attack. And I remember us being younger in the 90s and it feeling like being a young adult that a lot of the things that are occurring now would never happen.
Mhm.
Or at least get better by the time we were this age.
Mhm.
And
Well, we
it's
thought it
so
would have.
we thought it would, because where we were in the 90s, the late 90s going into the 2000s, I would have never imagined we would be here. I just But I wanted to acknowledge those families, acknowledge, what's going on. And for any of it happens to come across there, click come across, where they would see it, to know that there are people that are praying for them, people that are concerned with them all across the country, and not just, their local whatever, because we all understand. We may not know exactly what to do, but we all understand.
Well, it's crazy though, Cree, because when I go to Columbia for work, we pass by the gas station to get back
Mm,
on 20. And so the amount of protesting and everything that had been going on was crazy. But the other part to that is, from what I was told, and I don't know, I need to do a little more research to make sure I'm right.
hmm.
But from what I was told, I thought the man sold the store, the
He did.
gas station.
He did. I
And
had I did a
so,
deep dive last week to make a video, and yes, he did. Hmm.
right. So he sold it. But now this mug is on the run because you can't have no peace in Colombia. Because guess what? Everybody know
I
where you
believe that.
live.
Right.
Just like anybody else that is public knowledge the way the people live. If you did all of that, the people's coming to your house. They have
And
that. They
I
have
kept
to have that
saying,
whole gas station barricaded off,
I kept
like literally
saying
barricaded
that
off
if their family,
with
if their
huh?
family I kept saying if their family didn't leave, they're definitely going to leave. Now, there's no way they can stay here.
Oh yeah,
Not
they had
anywhere.
to.
Not
They had
There was
to.
no way they were going to be able to stay here because no one
They
was going
had
to
to.
allow them to have rest. I just, it's been a rough 2 weeks to be black in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a rough 2 weeks to be black in America, and especially if you deal with kids. Is even when you don't know the kids, you still feel everything for all the kids you hear about, even if you ain't never met
Exactly.
them before. But I just wanted to make sure that we acknowledge that with it being on today, and sending love and prayers to all the families that are involved. And, because I would want somebody to give me, if I was Carmelo's mother, father, I
Right.
would want people to be in community with me also, with it being their oldest
Right.
boy, because baby, mm, but in the closing remarks, this is why I love these types of conversations. Going back to our conversation about being over 40 and being happily single, because sometimes we need a reminder that being single over 40 is not a punishment. That does not equal, folks, that you did something, that woman did something wrong. Any man, any woman. And I say to women too, because a lot of times it's not the men be repeating what they hear other women say. They don't be coming up with them thoughts themselves. I, I got too many male friends. They don't be coming. It be stuff that they heard from other women about women who are over a certain age, to where that gives them the opinions that they have and the talking points that they use. A lot of times they won't say that. They like to pretend like they their original thoughts, but they're really not. Because I heard my auntie and them say that stuff. I heard their auntie and them say that kind of stuff about the women over 40. But it is not a punishment. It can actually be peace. It can be freedom. It can be softness. It can finally feel like choosing yourself without an apology. I want to thank each and every one of you for tapping in with me. Tee Jaxs, I want to thank you for tapping in with me tonight and sharing your insight and your spirit to the podcast. Because I promise, I say in spirit being cute because I don't care what nobody say. Use a whole vibe. Use a whole vibe, and I appreciate the vibe. I appreciate it. But thank you all for saying. Make sure you like, say, do my due diligence. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with somebody who needs this conversation. If you got that homegirl and you can't seem to find the words when she get to laying all across the foot of your bed, complaining about, oh Lord, I just don't know why. I just can't make nothing work with nobody. Every time you get up, every time y'all get the text and y'all go out, y'all got 2 sips of liquor, and she looking around talking about, so, dog, I thought I was cute. That friend. That friend over for it. That's the one. That's the one I need you to send this to. This is the one I need you to put the link in the chat. And Miss Tee Jaxs, I want to ask you now: is there anything you would like to share, or any way you want people to follow you, or anything like that
Well,
online?
I am on Psychology Today under Letitia Jackson. They have me listed for the Charleston area. I'm also on Headway if anybody needs any therapeutic services, anything like that. I'm also on Facebook as Letitia Tish Jackson. And I'm on TikTok. Don't know what the name on TikTok is, but I'm sure Crystal will be able to get me that later on.
I'll find the TikTok name. I'll find the
And on
TikTok
Instagram as well. And I have all of that information to follow up with Cree. I'm just again thankful for the opportunity. And again, I hope that this message was a blessing to somebody. As always, it's a privilege and a pleasure to be in the same space as my girl, CC.
And make sure y'all come back and check me out on Sunday. Sunday is the life check. Sundays are life check Sundays. Right here on Life According to Cree TV. That is the night where we link the Life According to Cree challenges because I actually got some subscribers. I'm up to 22 subscribers on my website, downloading the journals and stuff, girl. So that is where the lifecornercree.com is where the life check challenges actually reside. They are available online without being a subscriber. They are there every month at the beginning of the month. But if you want to download the downloadable journals with the sheets and all the things to keep everything cute, put them in a little binder, whatever the case may be, you can become a subscriber. I also have a book club that is for my books as well as other books and titles that I have found that I give out each month to at least 2 subscribers. So go out there and check that out. I think I have done my due diligence. And like I said, love you, friend.
Love you too, boo.
And until next time, this is Tapped In with Cree for Life According to Cree, the podcast. And remember, life starts when you start loving yourself first. Loving yourself is not selfish. It's learning how to love yourself properly so that you can love the ones around you better. Till next time. Bye. Tip.